Alright, it is time to do CSS Battle. We've got a pair of people. We're going to start off by selecting the body and making it purple by changing the background. There, we're most of the way there. Okay, the other things, order is going to be important in how we draw things. Feel like, there are a couple ways to go. Gradients is an option here. I'm not going to start with gradients. I'm going to start with just some elements. The black one has to be drawn first because it's on bottom, so we're going to add just a paragraph tag. We're not going to bother with those today. Straight to paragraph tags. We're going to select our first paragraph tag. We're going to say not caps lock border, 30 pixels solid. That's all. Let's say border radius 9 inches, something big. We're going to say height. I don't know what it is. 150. And we're going to say margin. I don't think this is big enough. I think it's 40 pixels. We're going to say margin. Margin on top is going to be 150. And then 150. This one doesn't matter because we have a height specified. And then like 10. Okay, not right. But getting into the neighborhood. So 170 might be right. This one needs to be less, 130. Getting closer. Height needs to be more. It's more like 200 maybe. Still not quite wide enough. Let's change this to 0. 2. 2 looks right. Then this one needs to be less, 120. 122. That actually looks right. Okay, there is the first shape that we need. Now my thoughts were that we just box shadow this. Box shadow 0 minus 100 pixels, 0 and minus 50 pixels. That's what I was thinking. That's all wrong. Needs to be up more, 150, 160, 170. 170 looks right, and then it needs to be minus more, minus 70, minus 80. The problem right now is it's oblong. So does this need to go back to 180? Maybe. And then it needs to go up some more. 200. That actually looks pretty good. Now we need another one. So we're going to do subsequent, just sibling paragraph selector. We're going to add a sibling paragraph. There is the sibling paragraph. It's probably, yeah, down below off screen. So we're going to margin. It's going to be like minus 200. And then it's going to be, I don't know, that one's going to be like 2. 0, 122. And then we need to move it up some more to 30, to 50, to 70, to 60. But color needs to be white. See if that's a match. Checking with the back end. That is indeed a match. It took us 4 minutes to get to a match. That's not bad. This is not a terrible way to do this. It's 164 characters if we minify. Let's unit replace first. Minify, submit. So it's 161 characters. I've had days where I'd be very happy with 161 characters. This is not that bad of a way to do this. My other initial thought was gradients. I'm not sure gradients is going to be shorter, but let's try. So we're going to say background thinking about how I want to do this. It's going to be a radial gradient. What's wrong? Oh, I have to have a selector. I have no selectors. This is going to be ampersand selector. That's going to make it the pick the HTML. Radial gradient, sorry. It's going to go from transparent to black. That's not black. To transparent. And then it's going to have a fallback of purple. That's not going to work. Gotta go. Well, yeah. I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm trying to optimize early rather than wait until I have a solution, which gets me in trouble a lot of times. Let's get rid of the fallback for now, and let's just make this purple. Okay, now we have a radial gradient. We're going to specify 1Q as the aspect ratio, which makes it a circle. We're going to start giving it some stops. I don't know what this is, 100 pixels, 140 pixels. Oh, needs a 0. There. Okay, that is a circle. It's in the wrong place, but that's okay. There are two ways we can change where it is. We can either use the at syntax here, or we can just position it over here. I think I want to just position it. So it's going to be minus 100 pixels. Okay, minus 80 pixels, minus 70, 60, 50, something like that. And then 100 pixels. When we push it down, it's going to repeat, isn't it? Yep. Yep. It's going to repeat if I do this. Unless I change the size, which I can do. So I think it actually makes more sense to use the at syntax here. So we're going to say at minus 80 pixels. Oh, right. At's going to change. Right. 80 pixels. 100. 40. Close, not right. And this is going to be 300 pixels. Okay. Again, we're wrong, but we're getting close. This needs to be 290. Nope. 310. Yes. Okay, now the size is well, is the size wrong? I don't know. The position's certainly wrong, so let's make it 145. It's not right. 150 maybe? It's not 150 at all. That looks correct for this side, not the other side. The other side is too big, which means our circle's too big. So this needs to be like 90 and 130. And then we're going to have to reposition everything, of course. So this needs to be 40. That is looking better. And this needs to go back to there. That looks correct. All right. There is our first thing. We're just going to keep writing gradients for now. So we're going to say comma, and we're going to do another radial gradient. This one's also going to be, well, this one's going to be from just black to transparent. And it's going to be, I'm going to actually put this one first. Otherwise, we're not going to see it. So we'll put a comma here, change this to a semicolon so things will draw. Okay. There we start to see what we're drawing. We're going to say 1Q again. This is going to be 50 pixels. Yeah. And then we're just going to move it. We're going to use at again because we used at below. At, I don't know what it is, 80 pixels. Actually, it's 140 pixels. and let's say 100 pixels. Okay, that is right. Okay, so we have that thing drawn. Now we need to draw it again. So, what I'm going to attempt is just to select the body using star selector. And I'm going to let this inherit down to there. And we can see that it kind of moved a little bit. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm lying. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to copy this down there and change it. Okay, there is the new thing. Now, instead of this color, we need this color. And instead of that color, we need that color. And instead of this color, we need this. Whoops, not that. That. And here as well. That's what we need. And then we need some margin. Let's start with margin 0, and we get that. We don't need any vertical margin. We do need some horizontal margin. So this one's going to be, I mean, technically this one's going to be minus something, but I might be able to play some games. Let's try 150. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So 0, 0, 150. That's close to what we need. It's not right, but it's close. 120. That is what we need. That is a match, but it's 284 characters minified. That's a lot of characters. So, how can we cheat? Well, there are some ways. One way we could cheat is we could say var, and I'm going to call this one, I don't know, just B for black. Has to be minus minus though. And then down here, we're going to say that is that. To see any of this working, I have to do some things, like make that star selector and then get rid of the background that I just wrote. I'm going to comment it out for now. Okay. So we have the head is white. That's good. This also needs to be var b. I'm not sure I can get away with that. Looks like it might work. And then we need to have this be var c. And then down here, we say C is transparent. One more time with this one. Var C goes there. Now we have a working version, 210 characters. Let unit replace, minify, submit, prettify. Still 205 characters. It's a long way to get there. First solution was clearly better. My current brain is wondering about being able to write this with just one gradient. So these two gradients are actually surprisingly similar. They don't look that similar, but let's make them look more similar. We have those two things, but if we want it to look, I mean, we have a stop here that's basically this. So we can now do this, which is okay. So now these look very similar. This last thing is different, but that's okay. So, can we write this once and say something like, let's just make up a variable, x. It's going to be radial gradient. It's going to be 1q at 35 VW. And see, now is where I get into trouble. Okay, let's do it different. Let's try it different. Let's try it's 1q at 35 VW. And then let's replace this with var x. We get nothing. Why do we get nothing? Hmm. I was hopeful about that. Yeah. Well, it's probably because I'm dumb. That's all. That's all. Okay. Then this is also var x. And then can we just say C is this, and then get rid of this? Not working. I think it maybe needs a pound. Yeah, that works. And can we get rid now of this? We can. And can we get rid of this? We can. And then we just need to say B is that, and we can get rid of that and that. We haven't made things shorter, we made things longer. Yeah, we made things longer. I mean, this is very reusable, but it's not very short. All right, let's go back to what we had earlier. Let's load this. Let's try to optimize this a little bit. There are certainly some things that we can do. So instead of using body, we're going to use ampersand selector. And we're just going to put the purple background on the HTML instead of the body. No problem. Now, instead of this first paragraph tag, we're going to take all this stuff and we're going to put it up on the body. That's going to cause some problems, but we can deal with that. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the paragraph tags for a minute. Yeah, I want to get rid of everything that is not the body. Okay, so we're drawing the black thing. We have a border. I think that maybe that, oh, right. Because we don't have the body anymore, these values are wrong. So this is going to be 1, this is going to be 10, and this is going to be 130. Yeah, there we go. the body has an 8 pixel margin by default. And so now that we're not utilizing that body, we have to allow for it. So I'm going to put a paragraph tag back and then put a paragraph tag back in the DOM. And where is this? There it is. It has no styling right now. So I'm going to change this to a star so it gets some styling. Now where is it? Well, it's down below. It's off screen. So let's margin minus 200. Let's do 10, 0, 130. That obviously is not working, but that's okay. We're going to say, oh, you know why it's not working? Let's give this 100. Doesn't, yeah, it has a height. It's getting a height from here. So why is it so weird? uh, what's going on? Oh, no. Color, red. Okay, that's what I expected. Where is the actual body? I'm seeing the box shadow of it. No, that's the body. Okay, so let's go to minus 100. I'm very confused. Outline 1Q solid red. Let's get rid of this. Okay. I don't understand why it's okay. Let's give it 180. Oh, it has no width. Is that right? Yeah, but margin should be dealing with that. Does that make sense? Maybe. Oh, yeah, because the other thing is margin. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. Sorry. The body margin is holding it in. So this needs to be minus 160. And then this one needs to be 100. And then let's put this back, except make it that. Okay, now we're getting close. Needs to go down minus 40. That looks right. And then this one needs to come over minus 180. Oh, wrong one, 160. I do that all the time. This one, 180. And get rid of the outline. And see if it's a map. This is more characters than our solution still. Yeah, it's more characters than the first solution. Why? Because I don't need that. That's one reason. We can unit replace, minify, submit, critify. Yeah, I don't know. Can I? Can I just do all this on? You can't quite do it. I mean, maybe you can do it on the HTML. The problem is the background. So if I isolate that, I don't know why that. Oh, then this selector becomes an HTML selector. That becomes the body selector, and we get rid of the paragraph. And that saves us a couple characters. Can this be a percentage? Probably, maybe, I don't know. Doesn't look right yet. 40, that's right. 42.5. How about this one? Let's start at 50%. 40, 30, 5, 4, 2.5. Let's try these ones. Let's start at 50%. 60, wrong way, 40, 30, 20, 15, 18, 19, this 22, 21, 2, 22 doesn't look that bad. Let's see if it works. Probably 22.5. Yeah, it was okay with 22. Let's try this one. 40, nope, wrong way. 60, 80, 90. Let's try like 88, 89. Doesn't look terrible. That is okay. That one doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what we're going to have today. Minify, submit, not the greatest score, 152. It's all right. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.